What's up, world? Welcome to a new episode of the BrandonJaneauShow. As you already know, I am BrandonJaneau, and like always, uh, podcast platforms, all podcast platforms, BrandonJaneauShow. You do not need to space it; it's just BrandonJaneauShow. Well, some places you might have to space it. I don't know, but BrandonJaneauShow. Uh, YouTube, BrandonJaneauShow. Shout out to people that's viewing, subscribing, comments, or whatever. Thank you guys all. Um, Also, uh, social media, Facebook, Brand New Show. It's the Brand New Show on Facebook. So, I didn't make it that way. Facebook did it that fucking way. Um, but on TikTok and Instagram, it's Brand New Show. So, no spacing on that either. Just one name. Um, all right. So let's get into it. This is the last, I think. Yeah, this might be the last show of the year. So thank you to all the people that's been subscribing, and following on Instagram, subscribing, following on TikTok, subscribing on YouTube, um, listening to all podcast platforms. Thank you to all of you guys. I appreciate every single one of you. Love you all. I hope you guys are having a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year because this episode won't be coming out to actually the new year. So, but until then, man, I hope you guys enjoy your new year. I hope you guys enjoyed your Christmas and happy holidays to all, man. And let's get into it, man. Tonight, I am finishing up this year with what I've always said I was going to finish this year up with, and that is point of view of random shit. It is the final year of review of point of view of random shit, and I'm just clearly calling the show what the fuck happened in 2022? The fuck happened in 2022? There's so many stories I could go with today. I'm gonna just be honest, but I'm gonna just go off right out the gate with the story that's pretty much just broken up, what, couple hours ago. Um, so let's get it on, man. What the fuck are y'all thinking? Tori and Meg case. This is not about them. This is about the people. Holy shit. When they said it was Tory versus the people, I didn't. It was Tory versus the state. Good God, I did not realize you motherfuckers was this fucking crazy. But anyway, the case is over. If you didn't know, by the time this comes out, y'all already will have y'all opinions, y'all judgments, and y'all whatever's about this case. But Tory Lanez was just found guilty of all counts of shooting Meg Thee Stallion. Um, Listen, first of all, this case took 2 years to get done, to even go to trial. It took 2 years to go to trial. Um, that's one thing. This shit happened literally in the beginning of the pandemic, and it took 2 years to get it done. So it's just already you kind of like this shit is taking forever. And what happened is a court of public opinion played out this case too fucking much, and they're still doing it to right now. They're still doing it right now. It's like it's ridiculous, man. No matter how you feel about these two of this case, I feel like this, man. When I heard about the situation in 2020, I thought Tory shot her. That was just my thought. It's just like there's three people in the car. There's Tori, there's Meg, and her friend Kelsey. Meg got shot. That's clear. Then who the fuck shot her? Because there's only two people in the car that would actually have a problem with Meg. And her friend Kelsey is not on trial, and Tori is. Now, I don't think Tori's people painted them in the best light. They pointed fingers at Kelsey, but Kelsey wasn't on trial. Instead of you pointing fingers at her, which his her not them now pointing fingers at her and trying to say she was the shooter because even you guys said Mag got shot. The soon opening statement was you guys said Mag got shot. Then who the fuck shot her? If you're saying Tori isn't the shooter, then who shot her? And then you didn't paint her friend as the shooter, and it's just like you didn't have enough to really paint her as the shooter, and it's just like for everybody that's saying well Mag's case was flimsy, but Tori's case was fucking flimsy. They didn't have any real evidence to point him as not the fucking shooter. And that is the fucking problem. Both cases were flimsy. You're pretty much just judging this shit off of what you believe. And that's pretty much what trial is. Trial is pretty much of here's the facts, here's the case. What the fuck do you believe? And his people did not put enough reasonable doubt in the jury's head. And I know people are gonna sit here and when they see this, they're gonna be like, yes, they did. No, the fuck they didn't. They did not. They did not put enough reasonable doubt in the jury's head to make them feel like, well, Tory probably didn't shoot her. It didn't feel like that. When I was seeing certain people post this shit and everything, you would hear certain shit and you'd be like, this shit don't look like Tory's getting off. And it didn't. It didn't, because his people said at the beginning he shot her. Like, so, no, no, not he shot her, but she got shot. Okay, but there's two people in the car. One person's on trial, and the other person is acting like she has amnesia and she can't remember shit. It's just like this is nobody. This wasn't a win-win situation for either person, regardless. Um, but I'm just realizing, and people are like, you're seeing a lot of misogyny being seen in this situation, and I can't even say it's misogyny, man, because as many men are calling out Meg, there's women calling out Meg, and it's like I don't think people are really taking this shit into account. Like the court of public opinion is already swayed. It's regardless. It doesn't matter. The problem with this shit is like I said, it took 2 years to get this shit done, to go to trial. And now that it's over, I'm seeing more people. I'm seeing more people being like, this shit was rigged. I want to see what the jury looked like. I was just looking at Hot New Hip Hop before I got on here, and in the comments, it's like, I want to see what the jury looked like. It must have been all women. It's like, bruh, come on, bro. Like, there's no way in hell. At the end of the day, the facts is this: she got shot. There's two people in a car. We do know Meg. We know her best friend's in the car. Tori's in the car. There's two people with motives to shoot her. Kelsey's not on trial. Tori is. Tori, Kelsey, and even the fucked up part is when Instagram, somebody was, I think a comment a couple years ago was like, Kelsey must have shot Meg. Because they were trying to say Tori didn't shoot her. And somebody said Kelsey must have shot Meg. And Tori gets in the comments and literally says, Kelsey didn't shoot her. Then who the fuck shot her, bro? Who the fuck shot her? If she didn't, then nigga, clearly it was you. like, clearly it's you, nigga. Like, it just didn't make any sense. The facts of the matter is this: there was too many. However flimsy these, you know, them being on trial or them being able to talk, no matter how fucked up their stories were, you can literally find digital prints of these two. The text messages, the fact that Tori went on a comment on social media and was like, Kelsey didn't shoot her. The fact that you did all this shit, at the end of the day, the shit happened the way I thought it was gonna happen. It's like, bro, you don't have enough evidence to prove that he didn't shoot her. Just like everybody's saying, well, they didn't have enough evidence to say he did, but you also don't have enough evidence to prove. This is like, I feel like it was like like I hate to say it like this because it sounds so fucked up, but it sounds like a challenge in football. You know what I'm saying? Like it felt like a challenge in football. It's like if a player was all like if they called it down on the field and then you challenge it, but it's not a clear indication that it was already, like they caught the ball or whatever, then they just keep the call. And I think that's kind of how it was. If Tory already looked guilty, you're probably gonna keep him guilty. I'm sorry to say it like that. Kind of felt like that. The shit just was bad. At the end of the day, this is what I'm mad at. I'm not mad at, but I'm just trying to really understand. The case is over now. You could make your own points or whatever about the shit. I could care less. The case is over now. I just want people in my community, the black community, to understand something. This is between two fucking people. Three, if you count her friend. This is between three people that have to live with their consequences and their actions for the rest of their lives. But what we need to stop doing is acting like that shit affects us. What the fuck happened with those three? Hopefully it doesn't happen anymore. And I truly, truly need people to truly understand something that in our community, we need our black men to be protected by black women, and we need our black women to be protected by black men. At the end of the day, we don't make this shit work if we're all not protecting each other. That's what the fuck happens. So this case is over, but I need people to now put that in their heads. Like, don't let this shit derail you from not fucking with your own people because some people have fucked up moral codes and some people, you know, take their jealousy to the next level and probably assault somebody with a deadly weapon. That's them. That's not us. Let that be a lesson to you. Let that shit go. Tory's found guilty. We are not. Let it go. Now, however you want to feel about the shit. Now, to be honest, I think it's more people that was mad at the industry kind of blackballing this nigga than it was her. Because the industry fucked him over. It wasn't her. That's what I fucking think people really are mad at. Because how the industry reacted to him after the shit came out. And it's like, that's not her fault that the industry blackballed him. That's not her fault. I'm sorry. That's just not her fault. If that's what you feel, that's what you feel. But if you mad at some people, get mad at the music industry because them niggas fucked that man over for no reason until he was. And again, we live in a court of public opinion. But until he was proven guilty, like he is today, then let that shit go. If it wasn't proven at that time, you should let that man still live his life the way he was supposed to live his life. And then when he went into trial, then that's when and if he was found guilty like he is, then okay, then take his shit away. But don't do it off of a swift thing. And I think that's what the problem was. 2 years, like I said, it took 2 years to get this shit done. It's like, bruh. But the court of public opinion saw him getting fucked over in this situation, and y'all just blamed her. And it's like, y'all can't do that, bro. Like that shit is so fucking wrong. I don't understand that shit. Like, why did you blame her for the industry reacting like that? She ain't the one that shot herself. She ain't the one that shot the. She just said what happened. She said Tori shot me. Now, how the people wanted to react to that shit, that is up to the people. That ain't her fault that the people acted like that. Let's get that out the way. Next person up on this list of what the fuck were they thinking? Oh my god. Like I said, 2022 is a bunch of fucking what the fuck? What are they thinking? Oh, okay. Let me think. Oh my god. I go so many places with this shit. Um, where would I go with this shit? This is more fucking funny to me, and it's not funny because of the people in the situation. It's just plain old how people react to the situation. Um, Blueface and his girl. I don't even know her name like that, but her and Blueface, them two, like this shit is beyond toxic. Like it's beyond toxic. Like it's not even like a. It's beyond toxic. It's not even like a. It's. I can't say it's young love. Like it's fucking bad, man. Like this man is knocking out her father. She fighting his sisters and his mom. The fuck? Like, just I don't understand that shit, bro. Like when they get older, because I think they both like in their early 20s. When they get older, they're gonna be just like, what the fuck were we thinking? This is, I I don't understand. I'm sorry, I just don't understand. Why? What the I don't understand what the affection is of these people. Like I don't understand what y'all love about these two so much. I don't get it. I'm sorry, I just don't get it. I don't know what y'all love about these two so much. I don't get it. I'm sorry, I just don't. I know we love to see car crashes, and I know we love to see toxic shit, and I know we love to see shit just get really fucking bad. But this shit is ridiculously bad. Like I have never seen It's like, yeah, I'm really trying to figure this out. Like these two, like I can't even say they should break up. I think they need to go to different states. Like they need to just separate. Like for real, for real. This shit is bad, man. Like I don't. Oh my god, like this, their relationship is bad, man. But the people, y'all, the way y'all react to this shit, it makes me cringe for the next generation. Like it really fucking makes me cringe, man. Because I'm just like, I don't know if you niggas like, I don't understand how this shit is so. And like I said, we love seeing train wrecks. We love seeing. We live in a world where we love violence so much. We just like, hmm. Like we watch UFC. I was just watching wrestling. Like we watch UFC. We watch like the most, you know, viewed shows are all like Game of Thrones and shit. Like it's about violence. It's about cutting somebody's fucking head off. And it's just like I don't understand this shit. Them two are young, and I get it, but why are they popular? Like I don't understand that. Like why are they popular? Why are people talking about them? Yo, this they have literally said they have put their hands on each other. There are videos of them even beating each other. I just literally just finished talking about a case where a man allegedly to y'all probably shot a woman and now is found guilty for doing so. And y'all have lost y'all fucking minds over the ability that it's two people in a car, one person probably shot her, and it was him. And y'all are like, I can't believe this shit. They failed this black man. I'm like, okay, but do y'all realize y'all also support the Blueface and his girlfriend shit? And they have literally been on Instagram Live where they have literally punched each other on live, not jokingly, like really punched each other. And y'all post this shit every fucking day. Huh? A man could have killed a person. She could have, man could have probably died if a bullet would have traveled a little bit farther. She could have died. And y'all like, I don't believe that. but then you see like the Blueface and his girlfriend shit, and you're just like, y'all supporting it. Like, I don't. They got a show. They got a fucking TV show. Like, bruh. Like, I grew up. I remember 2008. Yeah. Chris Brown and Rihanna. Chris Brown is still paying for that shit to this day. People are blackballing this man to this day because of that shit. It's not because of him, because the man is a talented motherfucker. That dude could do every fucking thing. But you're still blackballing him for some decisions he made when he was a fucking kid. He was what, 18, 19? Bruh. He's still getting blackballed to this day because of that shit. But Blueface and his girlfriend, who have literally beat the shit out of their own family members, and even put their hands on each other, they get a TV show. How the fuck is that real? What the fuck world do we live in right now? Like that shit is not normal, bro. I don't understand that shit. I'm sorry, I don't understand this fucking world we live in. And for people that support that shit, what the fuck is wrong with you? What is wrong? What happened? Did you not get hugged enough? What the fuck is going on with this world we live in? That two people who are young as shit, and when they look back on their lives, they're gonna really be like, what the fuck were we thinking? They got a TV show, bro. Somebody's paying them for that toxic shit. That is fucking crazy, man. But who am I? Who the fuck am I, man? Who the fuck am I? Who the fuck am I? My God. Okay. Oh, good God. Okay. What's next on the agenda? Like, what's next on the agenda? Lord Jesus. All right. Let's get this out the way. Balenciaga. More so Kardashians than Balenciaga. Kardashians. I'm just going Kardashians. Kardashians, right? I see y'all go after Kardashians a lot. I know. I get it. I get it. It's easy to go at them. It's a target. They're an easy target. They have nothing to do with that Balenciaga shit. I'm gonna be honest. They had nothing to do. I think you niggas was really reaching. The only reason why you're getting mad at them for the Balenciaga shit is literally because they promote it, which a lot of people promote a lot of shit that a lot of people don't really support. Let's be real. A lot of people probably don't support a lot of shit that they support, and they post every day. You're getting a check for it. I get it. But the Kardashians this year, I think, to be honest, I don't really remember that many stories from them this year that I'm like, yeah, that was fucked up. Like, I don't remember that many stories from them this year. I don't. I really fucking don't. I would say this, man. I think going into 2023, the Kardashians are going to have an interesting situation come on because I don't think they're gonna last forever, and I think this is starting to become the years where their so-called fame hits a wall because they don't have anything to fucking relate to anymore. Nobody relates to them. And I think that's the biggest problem with the Kardashians. It's like they're starting to lose that relate shit. Like they've been starting to lose it a little bit, but it's now like it's really there now. Like it's like nobody relates to the Kardashians. Nobody. Not a soul. You don't know shit about any of them. You don't know shit about Kylie or Kendall. You don't know shit about Courtney's been trying to get the fuck off that show for like years. We don't give a fuck that much about Kim anymore. Let's be real. We never really cared that much about Chloe. It's like I don't think nobody gives a fuck about the Kardashians. And I think 2023 we're gonna see the beginning. I'm gonna say the beginning of the end of the Kardashians being so you know popular. Which they're starting to feel. You're starting to see the more these stories come out of them trying to like the more the stories come out of them, you're starting to see people more and more tone off of it. Like it's not you. They're still creating the publicity, but it's not that many people that really are starting to now like be like, yeah, I care about this shit. Like nobody cares anymore, and I think that's the biggest problem with the Kardashians. If they can't have controversy and people will still give a fuck, they're kind of fucked. And I think that that's starting to happen, where it's like, yeah, we know you're gonna have controversy. We know you're gonna do this shit. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a fuck. And I think it's gonna begin the beginning of the end of the Kardashians. I think it's coming real soon. Um, just recently, what the fuck were they thinking? Um, this is not for them, but I just want to see how people are gonna react to this. DC Comics or DC Universe, I should say. The DC comic book universe. Ah, this is gonna be interesting. Okay, I still have not watched Black Adam. I've seen people talk about it. It seems like it's just The Rock playing a superhero. It's not really even like a real movie. It's just The Rock playing a superhero. But James Gunn is now the head of DC Universe. And he's pretty much already cleaned house. He's pretty much got rid of Superman. He's gotten rid of the Wonder Woman movie. Batgirl movie was already done before he even got in there. Um, yeah, there's so many situations going on. The thing about DC Universe, I would say, as a fan of comic books and grew up on comic books, um, man, they have. I think DC is so fucking concerned with Marvel that they just have not found a way to make their comic book movies stand the fuck out on their own. And I feel like for us as fans of Marvel, and I grew up on DC, DC Comics. I grew up on Super Friends. You know, I grew up on Super Friends. Good God. I grew up on Super Friends, bro. Like, I grew up on Super Friends. I grew up on Justice League. I grew up on a lot of this shit, which made me I never really understood why Aquaman is in the Justice League, but the Green Lantern is not. Because the Green Lantern is actually in the Justice League, and Aquaman is not. Like, if you actually watch the cartoon character, maybe I'm tripping, maybe I'm lying, I don't know. But if y'all know what I'm talking about, like I watched the cartoon series when I was young, the Justice League series. I never saw Aquaman. I always saw Green Lantern, so I don't know how the fuck how Aquaman is in the Justice League, but Green Lantern is not. That never registered with me. I never understood that. I just never understood that shit. I just didn't. But James Gunn is now head of DC. What the fuck were they thinking when it comes to DC, man? I think they need a whole new reboot. They need to just get rid of every movie they thought of. They need to kill the Aquaman's, the Wonder Woman's done, Superman's not coming back. They need a complete. I think they're still doing a Flash movie, which I don't fucking understand the reason for it because your Flash is literally in legal trouble every time you look up. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to believe this nigga is the Flash if he can't outrun a court case? Like, I'm not believing this shit. Like, this nigga needs to not be there. Like, he doesn't need to be the Flash. I'm sorry. But you're already invested into it, so you gotta do it. And it's just like, just get rid of it. It doesn't make any sense. Black Adams wasn't what you expected, but I don't think The Rock made it with the intentions to make it like this super big superhero movie. I think he was just trying to make a movie where he's a superhero, which is okay. Do your shit. DC Universe, I think the biggest problem with DC Universe is that they're trying to be Marvel, and it's you're not going to be Marvel. You're not. You're just not. And I think that that's the problem. I grew up on DC more than I did Marvel. I knew Spider Man. I knew the Hulk. I knew, if you like me and you grew up playing Spider Man game on PlayStation, you knew of Daredevil. You knew of the Punisher. You knew of these characters, so you wasn't surprised when they introduced you to them. But I grew up on, like I said, the Super Friends. I grew up on Justice League. I grew up on Batman. I grew up on Superman. I grew up on those shows, and it's just like I knew a lot more DC. Static Shock, like I grew up on those shows. I grew up on that. I think the thing about DC Universe is that coming into the next couple of years, they gotta find a way to establish who they are as a comic book. They have the most iconic characters, which is crazy because you know who Batman was, you know who Spider Man. I mean, you know who Batman was, you know who Superman was, you knew the Flash, you knew all these characters before they even put them in movies. You knew who they were. If you weren't like I said, you wasn't a comic book fan, you didn't know who Iron Man was. You didn't know who Captain America was. You didn't know like that. Now you do. But 20 years ago, no, you probably didn't know him like that, except if you wasn't a comic book fan. And I think that's the thing. And I feel like, oh man, that's the thing. I feel like right now, DC Universe has to find its own identity. So if it's rebooting all these franchises and getting rid of certain people, then do that shit. Another thing DC's got to do, one thing I will say take from Marvel is that make the shit actually connect. Like the thing about Marvel is Iron Man goes recruit Spider Man. Iron Man's legacy is throughout the Spider Man movies. That's what the fuck's supposed to happen because he was his mentor. Like, that's what makes sense. It makes sense. Black Widow is literally in Iron Man 2. He's Black Widow's literally in Iron Man 2. You didn't even know who she was until she walks in with Fury. And she tells Nick Fury, perimeter secure. And Iron Man looks up and is like, well, you're fired. Like, well, you're fired. And then you know, and then even Hawkeye, like Hawkeye's in Thor. Nobody even realized Hawkeye's in Thor. Like, we didn't even realize it. He's in Thor, and he actually is the one that takes Thor down when he comes to try to get the hammer. Like he takes him down. So it's just like this is what you do. DC sucks at that. Like they are terrible at that. They can't do it. And I feel like right now, that's what you gotta do. You gotta make this shit connect. Because you just threw us a Batman versus Superman movie without it really making any sense. Like you didn't give us a Batman movie with Ben Affleck. You just threw us Batman versus Superman. You just cast Ben Affleck as the fucking Batman, not knowing if the shit was gonna work or not. And that was the biggest fucking problem. What you did it would go. You did put Wonder Woman in, Superman versus Batman, but it just didn't make sense. And another thing is like you're doing a Justice League movie, and I guess Batman's supposed to be older in the Justice League, but you're doing a Batman movie with Robert Pattinson. Robert Pattinson. Robert Pattinson's a Batman, but you got your own Batman in Justice League. That's two different DC movies. Make that shit connect. Like make that connect. Make Ben Affleck actually acknowledge that that was younger him back in the day or some shit. You're not making any sense of the movies. Like this shit doesn't make any sense. You created a whole new Batman, but Ben Affleck is Batman at Dawn of Justice. What the fuck are you doing? It didn't make any sense. And I think that's the thing about DC. It doesn't make any sense. Now James Gunn could do that shit and figure out a way to make it all connect. Then DC will easily find a way to. I don't want to say Marvel, like go up against Marvel because Marvel's but put too much work in to the for the consumers to love. I love Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. It's just too much work to put in. It's just too much. Doctor Strange, Spider Man, No Way Home. Like it's just too much work they didn't put in. They've earned our trust. So regardless of what the movie is, like Thor: Love and Thunder probably isn't great, but hey, man, it's fucking Marvel. They'll figure it out. Like maybe it's the director of Thor. Maybe he's just doing too much weird shit now. It's just like, dude, just give us Thor. I don't need all of this character shit. Um, he doesn't need to be funny to me. He's fucking Thor. Like, can we bring him back? Like, you got a Deadpool. That's what comedy is supposed to be. Let Thor kill, fuck some shit up. God damn it. Um, yeah, I didn't understand that. Anyway, and you got Guardians of the Galaxy. Why does Thor have to be the funny one? Come on, bro. Um, but DC Universe, man, I truly hope that um James Gunn get you motherfuckers out of the situation that you're in, because God knows you need it. For real fans. And by the way, bring back the Wonder Twins. Can we get the Wonder Twins in one of these fucking movies, bro? Get a good Green Lantern. Like, get something, man. Like, come on, bro. Like, God damn it. Yeah. I'm trying to think of another. What the hell are they thinking? Oh, this is a perfect wrap up, I guess. When I usually do this on Instagram, which I will be bringing this back on so Instagram Live when the new year begins. But when I used to do this on Instagram, right? Every fucking month, I felt like I did this person. I felt like I put Kanye West in my fucking point of view of random shit every fucking month. Because every fucking month, he would do something that was just like, what the fuck are you doing, Kanye? And he wrapped it up at the end of this year. He wrapped it up the last couple months, man. Listen, the White Lives Matter shirt with Kanye West doesn't really concern me. He's got kids. His kids are white. Like I get it. I'm not, that doesn't concern me. That doesn't worry me. I don't care about that. What I cared about is the tweet that he posted after he did all that. Black Lives Matter is a scam. You're welcome. I just ended it. You're welcome. Like he really believes that we believe that he did anything to ruin that fucking movement. And that's the thing. For people that defended it was like, well, Black Lives Matter. If he's talking about the organization, then say the organization. Don't say Black Lives Matter. And it's just like, but he said what he said. Like he's smart enough to know the difference between Black Lives Matter and Black Lives Matter the organization. And if he isn't, then y'all calling him a genius doesn't make any sense to call him a genius. Because if he doesn't know those two things are two different fucking things, then he's just a dumbass. Anyway, but before he goes to Paris, he did this little tirade about Adidas because he wanted more ownership in Adidas. People forget this shit. He wanted more ownership in Adidas, and then they they're not inclined to give you ownership just because you do Yeezys. But what happened was he then said some shit like, and then that's when he was like, "Oh, they don't want to give me." What he said, "Oh, they stealing my shoes. They stealing my creations." And I saw Swiss Beats. I saw Diddy. I saw everybody be like, "We're gonna boycott Adidas." And then as soon as he went to Paris and did that shit, they quickly was like, "I was supporting him, but I ain't with that shit." And it's just shit like that. And then he comes back, and then he goes on Twitter again, and he does the tweet of probably the year. He's like, "Had a long day. I'm trying to paraphrase it like Dave Chappelle did. Had a long day. I'm about to go get some rest. But when I wake up, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people, and you're like, what? Yeah, you're like, what? What did you just say? It's that. Like it's like what the fuck you just say? And he did. Oh boy, did he ever. Oh boy, did he ever. He did. He went so DEFCON 3, he lost all his shit. Like he went so DEFCON 3, he lost all his shit. Here's the thing. If you agree with the man or not, I'm not one of these people that live in this world where I believe Jewish people run banks. I just that's just the oldest fucking joke of all time, right? What I do also live in a world where I also know that the Holocaust happened. And I know that was the same shit Hitler said about Jewish people when he was trying to kill them. He turned Germany against them because of that same shit that Kanye said. They run banks, they pretty much run existence. And that's pretty much what Hitler said then. And y'all gonna probably try to debate me on this and say that isn't true. It is. It is true. He did say that. Hitler literally has said that. This is the thing about Kanye, man. He goes on Drink Champs. He tries to defend. First of all, he goes on Drink Champs. First couple of minutes of it, he literally says, George Floyd didn't die. He didn't get killed. That he died from an overdose. When the courts have proven that that isn't even true, like that it's not even true, that he was murdered by this man. But you literally go on Drink Champs and you say, and I know people are gonna say, well, he apologized later in the episode. That's not the fucking point. He should have never said it. You talking about he apologized. I'm talking about the fact that he fucking said it. If you were gonna apologize later, how about you just don't say it in the fucking beginning and you don't have to apologize for shit? The fact of the matter is this. He said it. I literally saw people when he went back into the Jewish, the anti-Semitic shit. I literally saw people say, I ain't really with the George Floyd shit. And he fucking wrong for that. But I'm with on the anti-Semitic shit. Like, yeah. And again, it goes back to what I've just been saying all night. What fucking world we live in? What fucking world do we live in where a man has literally shown you numerous times that he does not give a fuck about the color of his own skin? So why the fuck you think he give a fuck about his community with the same skin tone he got? He's literally told you niggas that he doesn't give a fuck about you. And y'all defend him with every breath that y'all can. And this is how crazy this is. It ain't black people. A lot of Kanye West fans are white and Jewish, Hispanic, like Asian. Like he has such a worldwide fan base that you would think it's black people, but it's not. It's white people, it's Hispanics, and it's crazy. I remember I maybe said this story once. I remember being in college and this kid walked in from the Life of Pablo tour with the shirt on. From the tour. The tour was the night before. He came to school in that fucking shirt. He's Hispanic. The dude was Hispanic. It's shit like that. At the end of the day, man, he goes on Drink Champs. He says these things. He also says in the Drink Champs interview that Adidas can't drop me so I can say anti-Semitic shit. And literally next week, Adidas like, yep, we're done with this motherfucker. Adidas dropped his ass. But that just goes to show you, man. And then the first thing he screams is the first thing he says. My problem with Kanye is like, don't put Jesus into this. Don't put religion into your own personal fuck ups. Like you are doing this to yourself. God ain't got nothing to do with this, my brother. Don't. God ain't got nothing to do with this, man. Do not put my God in your fuck ups. Like you're doing this to yourself. This seems like a man made decision. Don't say God did this, so he could show me that money doesn't matter. No, you did this to yourself. Stop sitting there and saying God did anything to you. The problem with Kanye, for me, and then he tries to say Jewish people are trying to keep him from doing media circuits, but yet every fucking week he was doing a fucking news presentation. Like he was literally on every news channel that they could find and just being more belligerent and stupid. At the end of the day, man, at the end of the day, Kanye has done this to himself. He lost all of his money because of him. Nobody forced him to say any of this shit that he has said. I feel like, again, like I said, I don't know what world we live in because people have physically seen this man do this shit to himself, and y'all saying somebody took it away from him. Yeah, they reacted after he did this, and I don't understand people no more. I don't know if it's this generation or if it's just like we have so much shit that we get to the point where we're just bored and we just want to just create our own narratives of shit. I don't get it. I just don't get it, man. 2022 was a weird fucking year, but more importantly, the stories that I seen this year was just fucking outstandingly crazy. I'm just like, and it's the world we live in. And now this one, Elon Musk buying Twitter. Like, to be honest with you, man, I think Elon Musk paid way too much for Twitter. Clearly, because it's going to be hard for him to find somebody. Because his plan was pretty much this: try to scope out the good, the bad of Twitter. Then I'm going to sell it. The problem is you overpaid for it. And now when you do figure out how to make it better, so we say, for yourself, when you do think you made it better, you're gonna try to sell it, but you bought it for too much, and nobody's gonna buy Twitter with you at the helm, because at the end of the day, that's a risk that now you got to get all those people back on fucking Twitter, and I don't think that's gonna be. I don't think that you're gonna be able to do that. I'm sorry, you're just not gonna be able to get the money back that you just paid for that shit. Twitter was already losing its steam, but now it's really just like fuck Twitter. Like, it's just that. So man, 2022, just like everything in life, man, has been just fucking crazy. And I don't know what's gonna happen next year. I cannot tell you guys. I don't fucking know. Nobody has answers for what the fuck next year is gonna bring. One thing I can say is this, man: protect your family, love the ones you love, um, truly be there for each other, and I really mean truly be there for each other. Call each other if you feel it. Call somebody. Call that person. Check on each other more and more. Hopefully, we check on more and more people. There's too many deaths going on nowadays. Some are because of depression. Some are just people are dying just too fast at a really quick pace, and it's just really crazy. Um, keep God first, and try to just maneuver your way through this shit, because I have no idea what the fuck next year's gonna bring. I have no clue. Nobody does. Damn, did 2022 make you feel like there is no hope? It's like there is no hope for the future. Oh my god, holy shit. And more importantly, keep your opinions to yourselves. I don't want to see it. I don't care. Not because of this. No, 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 not podcast. But I'm talking about like just genuine shit. Like if something comes up, just be like, you know what? They ain't got shit to do with me. I'm on a way more positive mindset, and yeah, hopefully that happens for you. But till then, till 2023, man. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace. Oh, point of view, random shit. We back on Instagram live. Start next month. Till then, peace.